What up, fam? We back at it again. We're gonna do something different today, actually. Kathy Fielder, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. We're gonna do a Sally A. Hoedel Memphis interview. It's about Elvis, I guess. She recommended it, so we're just gonna do it. Thank you, people. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like. Let's go. Buff City
All
Live.
right, around the Mid-South, we know that you'll find the legacy of Elvis Presley echoes from Graceland and beyond. With his birthday only a little bit away in January the 8th, I reached out to Sally Hoedel, who's
Oh my
interviewed
God,
hundreds of people who
January 8th, a day before my nephew's birthday. His birthday's January 9th. Wow. Okay.
knew him personally, so we could get a glimpse into the king. Good afternoon, Sally. We're glad to have you here on Bluff City Life, and you're going to share a little bit about what you've learned in your book, Destined to Die Young. So I think a lot of people have some misconceptions about Elvis, especially the way the last few years of his life went. Let's start off with one of the first misconceptions, and that is that he was just in
All right. So this is the facts about Elvis. All right. So let's go back a little bit.
poor health due to some of his lifestyle conditions, but that's not the case, right?
Correct, and thanks for having me. You're absolutely right. There are so many misconceptions out there about Elvis because he is larger than life, right? Around the world, from
He
Memphis to
is
around
larger
the
than
world,
life,
he is recognizable by his image and first name alone,
and we're
and
gonna keep
that
him
has
alive,
led to a
guys.
lot of sensationalism. So yes, my book is Destined to Die Young, and it does explore his health issues because for so long Elvis's story has been told as one of self-destruction, and it really was a futile struggle to survive and through a number of health ailments. So by the time he passes in 1977, he has suffered from disease or disorder in 9 of the 11 systems of the body. And as you said,
Wow.
often written off as the end result of the prescription medication problem and the lifestyle choices. But my research shows that at least 5 of those were present prior to fame, most likely since birth, and genetic in nature.
So again, yeah, I think a lot of people didn't realize that he had so many health issues that were just, like you said, genetic. But you did mention something really
I mean, that
quickly there.
happens,
His
you know.
story is
You
one of
get it from your
survival.
father, your
I,
mother,
I think,
grandmother.
going back to the later years of his life, I think a lot of people just see Elvis as, very self-destructive. They assume he had a
Sure.
lot of problems with drugs and things like that. But you take a different perspective.
I mean, I don't believe he was self-destructive. I mean, he was for the people. So he was traveling all the time, doing shows for the people, doing movies, doing this, that, and the third. Respect to that man. Rest in peace to that man.
There.
Absolutely, and this perspective really humanizes Elvis, but also for lifelong fans, it answers a lot of questions because so much of his story really hasn't added up in the past. Why does he make these choices when he's so against alcohol and he makes comments about how he wants to be completely in control of himself, yet he develops this problem with prescription medication? And what really happened is that initially he took it to hide these issues that made it difficult to be Elvis Presley, and from simple things like we think of simple as insomnia, it worked. And then he had a serious colon
Or you
problem,
don't
which
sleep.
was genetic in nature, and he had a very serious immune system disorder, which of course would not have been understood in the 1970s. But so many of these things, along with many others, which are illustrated in the book and traced throughout the family tree, really made it very difficult to be Elvis Presley. So when I talk about survival, first he has to survive through extreme poverty, and then he has to survive this
Yep.
fame, which was unprecedented.
That's
And
two things you
the
gotta
city of
survive.
Memphis and Graceland
And then
gave him
survive
a
his
place
illness.
where he could kind of escape that and just be himself. It was certainly home to him. But then he
Look at
has
my
to
boy,
survive
yo. Look at him. He
these
got
health ailments, and
security
it did make it
identification, his
very
license up
difficult to
there.
be
Come
Elvis
on now. What's
Presley.
up,
And the
Rico?
medication
I
initially
know
was
he
a way to
passed away,
continue to
but
be able
damn. Putting him
to
out
do
there
just
like
that.
that.
Well, and you kind of hit on something there. I think a lot of people think that when he did pass, it was
Come on,
ultimately
man.
from a drug overdose, but that's not the case either, right?
No, it was a very quick death. It was certainly a heart-related issue, and the book does explore all of that, and it gives the theory of how I believe that happened and how it's closely related to
Excuse
his
me.
mother Gladys, who died in a very similar 4-year degenerative pattern of health, which I always thought was kind of interesting. Like, why is that? She doesn't take the same medication as Elvis. She doesn't have the burden of being a rock and roll star, but his
It's
maternal grandparents
genetics.
were first cousins, and that has long been overlooked because that doubling of the gene pool, so to speak, gave Gladys a number of issues, and her siblings. She dies at 46, Elvis dies at 42.
And you know what? Kathy Fielder, thank you for this because I believe her. Like she's in the news speaking about this. That's the facts. You know what I mean? When you go on live television speaking about Elvis and saying the facts about him, I mean, ain't nobody questioning her either. So there's nobody's out there people questioning her. So I appreciate you, Kathy.
He has three uncles that die very young, 46, 48, 50 something, and
Wow,
it
I'm
stops
40,
being a
man.
coincidence and it
Damn,
starts to add up
I'll be
to
41 this
some
month.
answers for us. And this book certainly does answer the question of why did Elvis turn to the prescription
And
medication
Elvis died at
in the first
42.
place? And that is so important because we can understand him
I hope
better as
I
a human
passed him.
being, but
Please.
it also greatly impacts his legacy.
Yeah, I think that's one thing, Sally, that a lot of people don't think about is, Elvis was the biggest star of his time, and as you said, it's completely unprecedented level of fame.
Listen, not the biggest star of his time because since all you guys put me on him, I feel like even now he's the biggest star still now. Like you go look at all his videos on YouTube, they all have like a million plus views or even more. Like, come on, Elvis is still alive within us, within us.
I think a lot of people don't think about the mental toll that that takes on a person and what they have to kind of do to just
Poor
live
my dude,
somewhat
man.
of a normal
I'm yo,
existence, right?
never even was born when
Absolutely.
he was
Yeah,
out. You
he
know what I
lived
mean?
in an
But
alternate universe,
as I
and
watch
he
him every
created.
day,
He tried to create a level of normal around him,
he a
which
good
again I
dude.
think Memphis
Like he's the
provided and
type of dude I
Graceland
want to be
provided,
around
and
with.
he needed that, and that's why he comes home time and time again. It's why his parents live with him. It's why his grandmother lives there. It's why aunts and uncles live there. It provides normalcy, but it
1935 he was
also,
born.
Elvis did not set out to be the most famous man on the planet. He set out to be a provider, and he set out to pull his family out of poverty, and he did that, and he kept them there. And it's
He
so
was 20
important
years
that
old, right,
we
when he
look at
started
his
really
story
singing. But I mean, he was
as a
probably younger,
historical figure because
but
he did
really when he
culturally
got
shift our
to get
universe
known,
in
like
such a
20 years
huge
old.
way and still
That's
has
so
such
young,
impact
man.
today
Makes
that
you
I
feel
think
good
we
as
have
a young guy. Like,
continually
damn,
looked at
people
him
know
through
me
the
like
narrow
this?
lens of sex, drugs, and
Girls
rock and
love me
roll.
like this?
And it's not enough for someone like Elvis.
Well, we certainly can't wait to read this book again, Destined to Die Young. Sally Hoedel, we certainly appreciate you joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Kathy Fielder, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. It was interesting. I learned something. And now I can keep going back to keep watching it to learn more as things I didn't get. But Kathy Fielder, thank you very much. Appreciate you guys. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, comment. If you want to subscribe, just watch the videos. That's all I care about. And then until next time, peace.